Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request from a fan. He didn't really want his name given out, which is no problem, but he sent in a paid request. Thank you so much. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or commentaries or re-reviews, topics, reactions, reviews, whatever, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is, as you can tell, a commentary for the 1990 film Lionheart. I have the Blu-ray in from MVD. I put it on the theatrical cut, since that's the cut I remember seeing when I was a kid. It's an hour and 44 minutes long. I'm paused at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. And MVD, granted, the first time they released it, there was some screw-ups with the audio. They did release replacement copies. I would guess that if you pick it up, it would be those replaced, copies. But yeah, the audio was a bit messed up. With that said, other than that big oversight, MVD did a pretty good job with the Blu-ray. They really did. Has quite a few features. It's got 2 cuts of the film. The feature's pretty lengthy. Like the story of Lionheart, that's like 47 minutes long. You got Sheldon Letters, the director. You got Jean-Claude Van Damme being interviewed, Brian Thompson, and so forth. So, not too shabby at all. And I love this film. I think it's one of Van Damme's better movies. I'm a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, as you could tell. And where to start with this film? I grew up with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Sylvester Stallone. I grew up with other action stars, Schwarzenegger, Dolph Lundgren, early Steven Seagal, early Jeff Speechman. But the 2 I followed the most was Stallone and Van Damme. Just loving the movies, loving, Hard Target, Universal Soldier, Time Cop, seeing these films on VHS. Sadly, did not get to see a lot of them in the theaters. It was on VHS tape, where it's like, when's the new Van Damme film coming out? And I looked at his filmography. His filmography, other than like Black Eagle, in the early days were rather solid. Bloodsport, I think, is a classic. Love Kickboxer. I absolutely love Cyborg. Again, Hard Target's my personal favorite. Universal Soldier's up there. Of course, this setup where Van Damme's brother is burned. Nice burn from the stuntman. That's not CGI, folks. It's a real person going through it. And one thing I'll mention with this is I find it funny how the trailer totally misled the audience. Because you watch the trailer for Lionheart, it talks about how the brother was murdered, and it made as if Van Damme is coming back to get revenge for the death of his brother, and that Brian Thompson and the lady, they're the reasons why his brother died. Total misconception of the film. Like, the trailer lied to you. And I would think, like, if you watch the trailer, and you go by the story the trailer tells you, I would imagine you saw the movie, maybe people would have been disappointed. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on here? Like, that's not the plot of the movie. I don't know why they did that, though. I really don't. Like, the film has a good enough story as is. A guy wanting to provide for his brother's family. His brother's family is hurting when it comes to finances. So Van Damme starts doing these fights to give to the family and provide for them. But for some reason with the trailer, they had to fucking lie about it. I always thought that was weird. But yeah, this is when Van Damme in the early stages of his career. Bloodsport just came out in '88. Got him into the limelight. Successful films, low budgets, decent profit. When I say decent profit, these are not films that made like 50, 60 million dollars. You know, if it costs like 5 million and it made 20 million, that's still a pretty good profit. And nowadays, if you look at the box office, people go, "Oh wow, that's it." Like this film, it cost 6 million and it made 24 million. 24 million. A lot of movies make that an opening weekend or double that, but times were different back in the day, and prices were cheaper. So, other than maybe Worldwide for Universal Soldier or Time Cop, Van Damme never got the big box office numbers of Stallone or Schwarzenegger, but he still, with the small budgets, he had a successful amount of hits under his belt. You know, building up to it. And I just go back to the director, Sheldon Lettich. Sheldon Lettich helped write Bloodsport and helped Van Damme with the makings of that movie. And that's kind of where they met and they became friends and would go on to work together in this film, Double Impact, much later on in The Order, which also has Brian Thompson, who's in this movie. Him being a Legionnaire makes sense to tell the audience why he has this accent. You're able to feel for Van Damme. He wants to do the right thing. And these guys are being assholes, not letting him out. He wants to go see his dying brother. And these guys are being fucking dickholes. Now, Sheldon Lettich, like if I go through his filmography, he actually helped write Thou Shall Not Kill Except, that film that Sam Raimi is the villain, the wannabe Charlie Manson. He helped write that film, and that was early in his career. And also, Sheldon Lettich wrote Rambo 3, or at least co-wrote with Sylvester Stallone, Rambo 3. So, 88, Bloodsport, Rambo 3, pretty damn good. And then he helped Van Damme edit Cyborg from that shitty Albert Pyun director's cut to the much better theatrical version. And then their friendship led to Lionheart and Double Impact. And then after that, Sheldon Lettich wanted to strike out away from Van Damme, even though they were still friends. So he did Only the Strong, decent Martha Costas film, Perfect Target, which I reviewed. It was so-so. He didn't direct, but he worked on the screenplay for Legionnaire, and I think even the director said he was disappointed with how that was executed. Oh, this guy here, the black guy who Van Damme's going to fight, that's Billy Blanks. Tybo himself, Billy Blanks. That he just does a sweep. This Billy Blanks, fuck you, Tybo! I hate Tybo, fuck you! Billy Blanks, fuck you! Goodbye, Billy Blanks. Go back to Tybo! Now, with Van Damme and his martial arts, a lot of people would deem it as, quote, basic, because if you look at, like, Tony Jaa, or even Martha Costas, martial artists of today, there's a lot more fancy stuff with it. And yet Van Damme is more basic punches and kicks. But what made Van Damme work is that he knew how to sell that stuff. He knew how to frame it. He made each moment important. You can make 85 moves and then you completely forget about it. Van Damme makes each punch, each kick, simply, just impactful and mean something. And that's the thing. If you're going to do basic, you gotta make each moment count. And Van Damme did that. Did that very well. And he knew how. There's a difference between fighting in real life and fighting in movies. There is a difference to it. And how to frame it, how to choreograph it. And he made each moment count. I think even Donnie Yen, I forget where, I believe he said that at one point about Van Damme. Like, the guy knows how to make each impactful moment count in a fight scene. when you watch his movies. I mean, it's like wrestling. You could do 85 flips and 25 side suplexes, and it won't mean a damn thing. Or you could be over. You could learn when and where and how to use it. And if you do one Stone Cold Stunner, people go, yeah! So that's what Van Damme did. He knew how to use it very effectively. And I love the way Van Damme would fight in these movies. And whether it be, and just beautiful, like for the camera, beautiful kicks, the form. I think he has great form in his martial arts. Like beautiful roundhouse kicks, excellent, the best 360 kicks. Anytime he did that, it was like a crowd pleasing moment. Now these two guys, I'm trying to remember, one's Michelle Queasy. Michelle Queasy would be Tom Poe, was Tom Poe in Kickboxer, and he's a good friend of Van Damme. The other guy, I'm trying to remember the other guy's name. Can't remember the other guy's name, damn it. But yeah, the cast, you got Jean-Claude Van Damme as Leon, Harrison Page as Joshua, we'll see him a bit later. Harrison Page did a lot of TV work. Didn't do a lot of films. He was the sheriff in Carnosaur, and sadly they kill him off, but Carnosaur fucking sucks. Sequels are better. Deborah Renard as Cynthia. What did she do? She was in Kazam. Malik's dinner mate in Kazam. Okay. She was an episode of Freddy's Nightmares. Oh no, that's Cynthia. That's the evil lady, Cynthia. That's the evil bitch, Deborah Renard as Cynthia. The other girl, that's Lisa Pelican. Oh, she was in Ghoulies. I forgot she was in Ghoulies. The girl that plays his brother's wife. Then Ashley Johnson, who plays the little girl. She grew up to be... She was in 9 months. Voiced on the TV show Recess. Oh yeah, she was on that TV show Growing Pains. That's right. Yeah, the TV... Yeah, 129 episodes, voice of Gretchen in Recess. So the little girl became a voice actress. And did a lot of TV work. Huh. Huh. Wait a minute. That's not who I think. Sorry, I'm checking some real quick. What did she do? It says Ellie, but that's not right. Sorry, I'm just checking real quick. As moment of fucking this guy up. So what the hell is this about? Last of Us. Also motion capture, best voice actress. I thought it was someone else who voiced Ellie. What the hell? Really? Okay, sorry, I'm a bit bugged out by something. Let me check something real quick. And sorry to the guy who requested this. I have to investigate. Okay, why am I getting different fucking... Ashley Johnson through motion capture and voice acting. Holy shit. Wow, I did not know that. That is crazy. The little girl in Lionheart becomes the voice of Ellie in The Last of Us. The main, like, girl in The Last of Us, then fuck Last of Us too, but The Last of Us. So the little girl in this becomes the voice of Ellie. That is fucking insane. I never knew that. Holy shit, I never knew that. That's fucking crazy. I never knew that. That's crazy. I mean, if you don't know video games, but yeah, if you the video game The Last of Us, like, huh? Never knew that. Yes, Nicole Gaultier, Ashley Johnson. I'm sorry, that just blew my mind. So here, after he throws that motherfucker off the damn boat, he's come to America and he's got to get some money. So how you gonna get some money? You gonna get some ass. And here we got Harrison Page. Definitely a great asset to the film. He worked well with Van Damme. He's a very fun character. Funny but not annoying. So he's not Kevin Hart. Who gonna fight the next goddamn fight? Like, he's got a great energy and pep to his performance. And has a good heart to it. That's the thing with this film, is that it has a lot of well done action sequences. Van Damme in his prime. Look-wise. Presence-wise. Physical-wise. But it's got a good heart to it. When you get to the ending, you have the music rousing up and dun, 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 dun. And then the reason he's fighting, he's not fighting for his sensei, he's not fighting for revenge, which I like those stories, but he's fighting for a good, noble cause, which makes it even more heartfelt. Again, yeah, the fights is maybe labeled basic, but Van Damme knew his strengths. Same thing with Sheldon Lettich directing, and make the moments count. Make the kicks, punches count. Like, there's that beautiful knee to the guy's face in this fight. And with so many people try to copy and rip off Van Damme, let's be honest. When Bloodsport came out, was hugely successful worldwide, and you had Kickboxer, Cyborg. So many people wanted to be Van Damme, and Van Damme was not perfect. You know, he would sadly fall into ego and drugs, but he admits that he fucked up. He's apologized. I mean, at least he's admitted that, unlike Steven Seagal, who never admitted to his dying days. Van Damme has become humble. He admits he screwed up. And that's more than a lot of people have done. And nobody's perfect. Let's be honest. We all have our flaws. We've all fucked up. See, that's what I mean. Like, each punch, like, be a thrust to it. Yeah. Again, it's like, okay, a fight scene. He's not Jackie Chan. He's not Jet Li. But make each moment count. You understand the choreography. You understand the location. Beautiful knee to the back. how you finish him off. Okay, have something a little bit memorable. Beautiful kit with its form. And damn, that's like Final Fight type shit. The video game Final Fight. He could be Cody from Final Fight, if you remember that video game. You see that shit? Sadie and Harrison Ford just has a lot of fun energy to it and momentum to his performance. And this right here, I'm sorry, I just gotta pause for Harrison Page. Wait a minute, hey, wait a minute, wait a goddamn minute. You didn't give me enough money. Hey, look, boy, you're a good fighter, but you can't count for shit. Like, he's a lot of fun in this movie. But I was saying, like, think about it. When Van Damme came out, a lot of other guys try to be Van Damme. And a lot of them I like. Gary Daniels, Lauren Avedon, Jeff Speechman, Oliver Bruner, Jeff Wincott. And a lot of them I like. Like I said, Jeff Wincott, I like Last Man Standing and Mission of Justice. Oliver Gruner, I liked Angel Town. And that looks like Harry Knowles from Any Cool News, this guy with the New York Yankees. If you don't know, Ain't Cool News website, Harry Knowles, he does look like him without the glasses. Like if Harry Knowles had his glasses off, it looked like him. Anyway, but and a lot of those guys don't like Van Damme. Now, I don't know if Van Damme treated them like shit or they were just jealous. And they said, oh, I'm better than Van Damme. Well, you know what? Again, a lot of people talk trash about Van Damme, but Van Damme made it for a reason. He was a good martial artist. He knew how to sell his moves. Again, he could make it by doing 4 things while some guys do 18 things and you just forget about it. Like I say, he makes each moment work. And Van Damme had presence. He had star presence. His look, his vibe. He's a movie star. The ladies thought he was good looking. The guys wanted to be Van Damme. You know, the leaner, faster, Stallone, Schwarzenegger type of action star. Now, this guy on the left here, of course, is Brian Thompson, who was the main villain in Sylvester Stallone's Cobra. Would work with Van Damme again, and Sheldon Ledge in The Order, which I think is one of Van Damme's better direct-to-video films. He was also in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He worked with Sheldon Ledge again in Perfect Target, which I reviewed not too long ago, with Daniel Bernhardt. And then also you think of Van Damme, look at how many movies were remade or sequelized based on Van Damme. No Retreat, No Surrender. Yeah, No Retreat, No Surrender 2 and 3. Bloodsport. Yeah, Bloodsport 2, 3, and 4. And they tried to do a remake. Thankfully, never came to fruition. Kickboxer. Yeah, Kickboxer 2, 3, and 4. A remake, reboot with Van Damme, and then a sequel to the reboot, also with Van Damme in it. Cyborg. Yeah, Cyborg 2 and Cyborg 3, The Recycler. Let's see. I know Van Damme wanted to do a Lionheart 2. Never came to be. Maybe for better reasons, sadly. Maybe for good reasons. I know he wanted to do a Double Impact 2. Again, that never came about. Again, maybe for good reason. Universal Soldier. You had the made-for-TV sequels, which Burt Reynolds was in some of them. And then there was 2 of them made for Showtime or something. And then you had Universal Soldier The Return, which I think is underrated. You had Universal Soldier Regeneration, Day of Reckoning, which I don't like. There's some decent action in them, but I don't care for their stories. I don't care for the direction of those plots and where the story took the Luke Devereaux character. Not a fan of it. To me, I think they literally assassinated his character. Like Disney Stars did with Luke Skywalker, those Universal Soldier sequels did to Luke Devereaux. But I don't know, people love those, but hate the Disney Star Wars. Hate the Disney Star Wars for good reason, but they did the same fucking thing to Luke Devereaux in those Universal Soldier sequels. Regeneration, Day of Reckoning. But I don't know why they get passed for that. I don't get it. Teach their own though. Time Cop. You had Time Cop 2 with Jason Scott Lee. You had a Time Cop TV series. Hard Target. They did a Hard Target 2 with Scott Adkins. Sudden Death. You did a shitty reboot remake with Michael Jai White called Welcome to Sudden Death. Fucking awful film. Awful film. Street Fighter. I mean, that's based on a video game, so it doesn't really count because he has Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li and stuff. So those were done more because the video game's popular. And this weird fucking chick gets blood on her tits and licks it up. Fuck is her major malfunction? Crazy fucking Fatal Attraction bitch. I don't know who these two guys are who are the fighters. Sad to say. I don't know their names. In this pit. And previously we saw a main villain. Again, the way the trailer made it look as if they were the reasons his brother was murdered, which is not the case. So again, very misleading trailer. And this film has like 5 different titles depending where you are in the world. Some places called Full Contact, some places called AWOL, Absence Without Leave, some places just called Leon, some places called Ron Bet, and here in the US it's called Lionheart. As my neighbor's rooster said, Lionheart! But yeah, I mean, just how many Van Damme films has been sequelized, rebooted, remade? It's fucking crazy. And again, my neighbor's roosters, they can't believe it. They're like, what the fuck? I'm like, really? Yeah, it's so crazy. I don't, you know. But obviously, there's a market for Van Damme films, especially on video. And think about all the films that went straight to video, action films. Van Damme helped usher that in. So many of those action martial arts movies in the 90s, direct-to-video market. A big reason of that is because of Van Damme. They don't want to give him the credit, but that's the fucking truth. To be fair, early Steven Seagal helped that as well. To be fair. Where you have Americanized stars. Yes, of course, one's from Belgium, to be fair. But I mean, like, they come to America, we're going to make films in America for the American audience, usher in a wave of American martial arts. Because that's what American is. You come to us and we all get together. American. Because technically America came from foreign soil in the first place. But some people tend to forget that. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to shoot my neighbor's rooster. I'm going to shoot him in the face until he's no more. He's ruined the fucking commentary. I apologize for that. And this guy's such a fucking asshole. You're kind of pretty. I don't know if I want to fight you or fuck you. But this guy's cocky, but he's going to get his cock handed to him, so to speak. Kick his fucking ass. Yeah, come on, motherfucker. See, you can't be too cocky. Fight smarter, not harder. As Van Damme would say in Hard Target. I didn't make each moment count. People remember this moment. Bam. And you make a moment work. And I love when Van Damme, I know people made fun of that, but I love when he did that hit. It's like, yeah. I like that. Show of emotion and pissed off. And it's like, yeah. It brings emotion to the fight. Adrenaline to the fight. Where a guy's into it. Come on. You know, I like bringing the emotion. Otherwise, it's just a block of wood fighting a block of wood. To bring emotion to it, I appreciate that Van Damme did that. I love that. But now, if he does try to do that, it's making fun of it because so many other people make fun of it. And the thing with Van Damme, I love the guy, but his movies nowadays are not that good. Like he did the... What was that fucking Netflix film? I can't remember what that Netflix film was. That's sad. I cannot remember a fucking Van Damme film. The Last Mercenary? Is that what it is? That fucking says a lot. Again, I can't remember the damn movie. Like a Van Damme movie in 2021, I can't remember the name of it. So it's gonna bother me if I don't. Yeah, The Last Mercenary. That's fucking crazy. Disappointing fucking film. I didn't expect a whole lot out of it, but still. Sorry, just typing something up for me to remember for later. But yeah, you look back at Van Damme, you look back at his story, being in Belgium. He is a martial artist, despite what people want to say against the fact. He did fight professionally. He does have a record. Again, people want to say he's just a ballet dancer. And, oh, I'm sure he'd get his ass kicked. Mike Tyson has got his ass kicked. But you wouldn't call Mike Tyson a wimp. Mike Tyson has lost fights. Look it up. But again, would you call Mike Tyson a wimp? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't hear. I wouldn't to his face. I don't think he's a wimp. So again, it just people's like, oh, if he lost a fight or two, that makes him a wimp. I'm like, you don't know what fighting is then, apparently. Because I don't know if there's anybody who's completely undefeated. Yeah, I like the relationship between Van Damme and Harrison Page here. They worked very well off each other. Van Damme is more of the, I guess, more of the subtle guy. Harrison Page is more of the energetic guy, so they play off each other with their different vibes. And we're going to get another action scene. So it doesn't take too long between the action fight sequences. It's like, okay, well, the previous one was very short because it's one hit. Okay, give the audience something that's a bit longer, showcase a bit more of Van Damme's. And this guy seems familiar too, but I can't remember his name. This guy here with the chain around his neck. He definitely has a good look to him. Like, nice intimidating look. See, Sally, if you do this film, like this scene today, it'd be like, oh, it's racist. Because a white guy's beating up some black guys. I'm like, he's with a black guy. And it's not about them being black, it's about them being punks. But, again, people just put any fucking political point into a movie nowadays. As doesn't mean, like, Van Damme's, like, getting moments to, have an elbow, really nice kicks. Make each moment work for it. What Van Damme's great form. Like, do a kick well. And just great to watch. I mean, I would say my favorite Van Damme film is Hard Target. It's hard to do like a top 10 or such. I think I've done one in the past. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why Van Damme would want to do a sequel to this. Like, what would be the story? Like, the story has already been told. It's him. Like, what? He would be fighting the streets again for what reason? To put the girl through college or through. Would it be like a remake where that girl's grown up and she has a son, and then Van Damme needs to fight to get her money? So it'd be like the same thing, only Van Damme, he's a bit more beaten up body-wise with age, so he wouldn't be able to do as much as he can. And that's the thing with Van Damme nowadays. He just can't do as much, sadly. He cannot do as much as he could back in the day. I know some people say, well, Matt, you make it as if the drugs were a lot more than it was. I do think the drugs had a hand in it. I'm sorry. Now, yes, I think age had a lot to do with it as well. Yes, people like Dolph Lundgren, although I think Dolph Lundgren with his bigger body weight, him doing those kind of things take more of a toll on his body because he's putting that much more weight and bulk onto those movements compared to Van Damme, who's much leaner. But I think the drugs had a hand in it. Maybe it's not the de facto moment. And that's the thing there, like right there, like his brother's dead, and the police did catch the people. So again, people who saw the trailer, if they saw this film based on the trailer, they'd be like, "What the fuck? I thought this was a revenge movie. What the fuck?" So the trailer was misleading. The poster was simple but effective. Van Damme, you had to be the king of the jungle being the city, and Lionheart is a great title. Lionheart. Although maybe some people thought for a split second it'd be like a medieval movie. But Lionheart is a good name for an action film. And the score works fairly well for the flick, especially at the end. I guess you just say what the films Van Damme had done at this point, Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Cyborg, this was a chance for him to do a little bit more in terms of character, a little bit more in terms of drama, a little bit more in terms of dialogue. And it showed that Van Damme, like, I never thought Van Damme was a bad actor. Never did. I know a lot of people make fun of me for that, but never did. I always, as a guy whose English was not his first native language, he did what he had to do. I thought he did perfectly fine with it. But yeah, I definitely recommend the MVD Blu-ray. I mean, hopefully it's the one with the fixed audio. Because I want to say, I can't remember if it was the theatrical or the extended cut. One of them, the audio was off and wasn't working right. I don't know how they didn't catch that and notice that, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. In 1990, 1990 was a great year for movies and action movies. Like Van Damme had Lionheart, Steven Seagal had a film. It was it Hard to Kill? This is the time when Steven Seagal was rising the ranks because he had done Above the Law. Then you had Hard to Kill, Marked for Death. I think Marked for Death was 1990 as well. So apparently this little girl here would grow up to voice Ellie in the Last of Us video game. Which, that just blows my mind. And she looks like Annie from the musical Annie. Sorry, I'm getting into the movie. So I think it's a pretty decent plot, decent story. Like I said, got a heart to it. Fucking schlub of a man. Kicked his fucking ass, Van Damme. Kicked the shit out of him. I will say she kind of acts a little bit bitchy here. I get that she lost her husband. I get that she lost her husband, but it's not his fucking fault. Like, he was in the Foreign Legion. They fucking forced him to fucking stay. He had to break out, risk his fucking life, take the fucking boat. I think she... That he left him on? Is that his fucking job to watch him, lady? What were you doing? Pin fucking knitting needles up your ass? Or fucking baking a pie to have on your fucking pussy clamps? Get the fucking vibrator out of your fucking pie hole, lady. Goddamn bitch. Sorry. Does she come off as a bitch to me? I don't know, maybe I said that in my review, but it's just, she comes off as a fucking bitch. He didn't fucking do anything wrong. Why not? Why don't you want his money? He didn't do anything, you fucking hoe. KFC. You know, black guy eating Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm not going to say anything. Yeah. Although, goddamn, it makes me want some KFC, I'll say that. Or Popeyes. I haven't had that in a long time. Now, fuck, goddamn it, movie. Why, now I wanted KFC right now. I want that and the biscuits. See, you know, you get the biscuits and you scrape the meat off the chicken and you put in the biscuits and then you have like your own homemade biscuit chicken sandwich. I do that with Popeyes as well. You get the buttermilk biscuits and then you break them apart and then you take the chicken and you rip all the meat off and the skin. You put it in the middle. Scrumptious. Fucking scrumptious biscuit chicken sandwich. God damn it, now I'm fucking hungry. Fucking shit. Sorry. I didn't realize Harrison Page's character has a gold tooth. Either I noticed it, I forgot about it, or I didn't notice it until now. Harrison Page has a gold tooth. I think that's maybe for the character. Which I know on home release there was a 25th anniversary by Oliver Krekel overseas. Which he's fucking horrible when it comes to making DVDs and Blu-rays. He's the guy who fucked up Moontrap. And then Olive Films released it on Blu-ray in the US, and it was that shitty transfer Oliver Krekel was a part of. So that's why Moontrap still, and probably will never get a good Blu-ray. Thanks to that fucking dumbass. With DNR and shitty looking picture quality. Just Moontrap, great film, looks shitty on Blu-ray. Because it's just, like, the lighting is off and it's fucking faded. Not faded, but, I don't know. Go back to the our program. But yeah, Sheldon Lettich, Only the Strong is decent. I like Double Impact. The worst film the guy did was The Last Warrior with Dolph Lundgren. Just, I forgot that he did that. I'm like, oh, that movie with Dolph Lundgren, The Last Warrior. That's easily Sheldon Lettich's worst film. The Order with him and Van Damme. Sheldon Lettich directing Van Damme once again. That's a pretty fun direct-to-video movie. And then they did The Hardcore. That was disappointing. There's only these guys did Double Impact, Lionheart, The Order. The Hardcore was just lame as fuck. I think the original idea was going to be Wesley Snipes in Van Damme. I don't know what happened, but instead they got some other no-name guy. Pretty decent suite. Chris Harrison Page is a guy that sees his Van Damme character Leon as a cash cow. His ticket to the bid time. But of course they become good friends as the story goes on. As I was, complaining about that one lady, like, stop, fuck you, bitch. Van Damme didn't do anything. He didn't do anything wrong. Just came off as unlikable, that the mother, his brother's wife. Just came off as fucking unlikable bitch. Interesting tattoo. Because, I mean, obviously Van Damme doesn't have that tattoo in real life. I wonder what the story is behind that tattoo. Because in Van Damme is not a lot of film sense that he doesn't have that tattoo. Interesting that this lady, like, the first thing we see her is her working out. Definitely a seductress. Yeah, this is the Cynthia, our pretty much one of our main villains, so to speak. The evil promoter. You told him to burn my clothes. And like I said, Van Damme, in this, I was going like 5 different directions. Like 1990, I said, it was a great year for movies. You had Total Recall, you had Die Hard 2, you had Child's Play 2, Actresses 3, you had The First Power, you had Adventures of Ford Fairlane, you had March for Death, Hard to Kill with Steven Seagal, you had Predator 2, you had... There's Van Damme's butt shot. Is the booty in focus? There is a Universal Soldier. The DVD had a little bit of interview with Roland Emmerich, Dean Devlin, and such. I think it was Dean Devlin that told the story about how he would show his, Van Damme would show his ass from time to time in movies. And there's a point where it's being showcased, and Van Damme turned around and said, "Is my booty in focus?" I just Van Damme, he knew that he had a female audience, so he would have that for the female audience. And a lot of women were into Van Damme. So, you got a lot of ass shots. There you go, it's progressive. I don't think you see any naked women, but you do see a naked guy. Van Damme's ass. So, there you go, progressive. How's this guy a problem? Everything okay in there? I don't know, do you want to join in a threesome? Fuck your problem, man. Sorry, it seems like I got cocaine itching my nose. But yeah, 1990 was a great year for movies. Sadly, we don't get those years nowadays. And this is the early stages of some American form of martial arts. 88, weirdly enough, Bloodsport, Above the Law both came out in 88. And I think Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme to give credit to Seagal. They helped usher in all these martial arts guys that Sally then get up to the box office status of those two. But again, Gary Daniels, Jeff Wincott. I almost said Jeff Daniels. Gary Daniels, Jeff Wincott. Like I said, Jeff Speechman, Martha Costos, Lauren Abbott, and more. And not really any of them give respect to Van Damme. Well, Seagal I can understand, because to this day, Seagal is a ego-driven asshole. But Van Damme, he's, learned his ways, and just Sally's body's broken down. He just can't do it anymore. Just how it is. Getting pretty decent score. I forget who did the music. Let's see if I can look that up. Who did the music for Lionheart? I think that's Michelle Queasy, who's Ton Po and Kickboxer, who's leaning out the window there. I just realized, were there like a bunch of cops with their guns drawn arresting gang members? Yeah, there are. Right next to the school. I didn't even realize that until now. That's a weird choice. Very weird choice. I'm trying to what kind of job this is. I guess you gotta check to see which tomatoes are the best to put into the basket or whatever. John Scott did the music. What else did John Scott do? 1992 film Ruby. Shoot to Kill in 1988. King Kong Lives in 1986. The Final Countdown 1980. Jules Verne's Rocket to the Moon in 1967. Wow. Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan. Far From Home, The Adventures of Yellow Dog. Well, there you go. Yeah, the film earned 24 million worldwide, so not even the US, 24 million worldwide. So again, these films were not like $100 million blockbusters, but they earned enough. They earned enough for at least something to make somewhat of an impact. And then Van Damme rose in the ranks of, making small films, getting a tiny profit. Then he would get bigger movies. He worked in with Caracol Pictures and Universal Soldier, and finally he had a film that made 100 million worldwide. And then after that he had Hard Target and Time Cop. Hard Target made, I think, 30 million in the US alone, which you compare to Lionheart that made 24 million worldwide. Hard Target made 30 million in the US, so he's, slowly but surely. Time Cop, his biggest success. Sally, what happened was the drugs and ego got to him. Because Hard Target did well. Time Cop did even better. Universal said, okay, we're liking what you're doing. Sign him to other movies. So they signed him to Street Fighter. Signed him to Sudden Death. Those films bombed and bombed badly. Like Street Fighter maybe might have made money foreign-wise. Sudden Death, did not. And that's when Van Damme was really into the thick of his ego and drug usage. Because you look at Sudden Death, I had a guy argue with me, oh, Sudden Death, there's no fight doubles. you're the only person that has ever said that. You're wrong. I'm like, dude, whether I like the film, but there are clearly fight doubles in almost every scene of Van Damme. I even typed up, like, here's a scene on YouTube. Pause at these points. That's not Van Damme during the fight. It's him in the close-ups, but look at these points. Look at the person's face. It's not Van Damme. I'm not the only one that have thought of that and said that. Sorry. More than likely, it was because he was having problems. They probably couldn't film certain bits of the fight. Now, if there's something else, I would love to hear it. Love to hear an interview with Peter Hyams. Explain that. If it's not, if it's because, well, we had to shoot a crazy schedule and we can only shoot... I'm like, you know what? Those are fight scenes. Van Damme's known for that. He should be prevalent in those scenes. Like, you look at these, every moment is Van Damme. Every shot is Van Damme. You're not taking out the movie because one shot is Van Damme, then one shot is not. And the use of slow-mo, the angles, the cock on the straight and narrow, with the shot on the face, for all who's disgraced. Fucking them yams all over the place. As he fights the Scottish. But you can tell, like, every shot is staying on Van Damme and these nice wide shots and showing that he's doing it all. He's part of the fight. He's in the frame. Is that edited to high heaven and hell? Again, making each moment shot like that beautiful two kit, roundhouse kit, then... Now, yes, maybe that shot with him going the windshield, that was a stunt double. But that's how you do it well. You don't see his face. You frame it so, boom, it lands. You're not taken out. You're not seeing the frame of the face that, wait a minute, that's not him. That's the way to do it. Those dangerous moments, that makes sense to have a stunt double. But all this, you see Van Damme doing the headbutt. Looks like Van Damme punched the fucking window. Now they're on top of the cars. I like with this film, like, the different locations. And it's sad, this is more Street Fighter than the fucking Street Fighter movie with Van Damme. And that's the thing, like, Street Fighter should have been, let's take Lionheart and Bloodsport and put them together. Like, you're fighting in the streets, but you do it in a tournament like Bloodsport. Again, Van Damme seems like the best fit. Bloodsport, the tournament movie. Lionheart, Fight in the Streets movie. Street Fighter. But and then what? For some reason, that director said, let's make a wannabe G.I. Joe. And you know what's sad with Street Fighter? I don't like the film, but I don't hate it as much as I used to. Because so many films have become so much fucking worse in terms of video game movies, the superhero generic shit of today, Van Damme's later work, that Street Fighter, again, is not as bad as compared to those. And sadly, if I watch Street Fighter now, I probably wouldn't get mad at it. I'd be like, it's not what I wanted, but it's goofy, and at least I can laugh at. We'll go up river. Some of the bitches are so hot. And this place wanna be go feel it. Who wants to go home? Who wants to come with me? But then, Harrison, again, this is a nice dramatic moment. Yes, again, this is what I'm talking about. It has a nice heart to it, like Harrison Page helping Van Damme out. How to secretly give this girl money. Because again, the lady wants to be a bitch. So Van Damme has to do this workaround to help the family out. I mean, Harrison Page is a very likable character in the movie. Has a nice charm to it. And then you see the friendship rise. And you get this bundle in these different locations. Like you have the parking lot bit on the cars here. I forget what sport this is. The racquetball. I forget what it is. Where it's back and forth. You hit the ball. It goes off the wall. And different kinds of fighters too. Like you had this one who's more of a wrestler, biker type of guy. I didn't even make the moment's word, like these beautiful kicks. And roundhouse kicks, having wide shots, use of angles, use of slow motion. Boom. Right through the fucking glass. I think you have your hero, let him show what he can do, show his abilities, and it shows like the impact and the strength of his kicks and jump kits and so forth. But I was talking about Van Damme, like sadly his ego got the better of him, and drugs, a mix of both. Drugs and ego don't mix. Because while films like Hard Target and Time Trial were a hit, other films like Sudden Death and Street Fighter were not. Less so Sudden Death. And then Van Damme, he would see, hey, Jim Carrey made $20 million with The Mask. I want $20 million per picture. Not The Mask, the Cable Guy. Sorry, the Cable Guy. Like, Jim Carrey made $20 million with the Cable Guy, and these other people, like Stallone's making this money. I want $20 million. And I hate to bear bad news, he didn't deserve $20 million. Because his films were not making that much money. I mean, think about it. Hard Target made $30 million in the U.S. It made some money overseas. Time Cop maybe made $100 million or a little bit more worldwide. But his films were not $200-300 million blockbuster films like Jim Carrey. Like, look at Jim Carrey. I felt like The Mask made over $100 million in the U.S. alone. Same with being part of Batman Forever. Like, these are films making $100 million in the U.S. alone, $200-300 million worldwide. Okay, I'm making all this money for a studio. Now I can ask $20 million. Van Damme wasn't doing that. I mean, again, this film made $24 million in the worldwide. If Van Damme got $20 million by himself, I mean, his films were not making that much money. There were hits based on the budget, but not enough to get the $20 million paycheck. I'm sorry, they just weren't. Look at the numbers. You look at the box office and you see how much money goes to the movie theaters, how much money goes to the advertisers. They were tidy profits. Van Damme needed to work himself more. So when he's doing, if Street Fighter was a much better movie and was as gargantuan, if Sudden Death made the money of, the Die Hard sequels, and then you did, Time Cop 2, then maybe he could do it. Here I did another different location, which is nice. And you did a different type of fighter. I always thought it was interesting. Like you have a fight in this pool with most of the water sucked out. I made it a different venue. I love the reaction, the emotion in Van Damme's face. Yeah. Because it's just two bland pieces of board fighting each other. To bring some emotion, bring some of that human instinctual part into the fights. Again, the water makes it again a bit different compared to the other fights, so it doesn't feel like you're watching the same thing over and over again. Again, each one has their different forms of fighting or obstacles. And in the car, using the windshields and the car doors here, fear of drowning. You know, then the bigger buff guy who fights differently from this guy, so it makes each one a bit more unique and not feeling like the same thing, like I said. And that's what I mean. And people don't like the edits where you take the same thing you edit like times or so. That made it work because it gave more of an impact to the moment, like the exclamation point to each scene. So he does that elbow, ta 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 ta. It's like a rhythm of a song, beat of a music. Just that extra oomph to get the crowd going, yeah. It goes by long enough for us to cheer. See, there's another instance of Joshua Harrison Page's character in the movie showcasing the growing friendship where it isn't like where this evil bitch lady's going. What he's saying about Van Damme's character and so forth. Well, Joshua's right. She is one cold, hard, evil bitch. Fucking Ice Queen. Yeah, the Ice Queen. But yeah, Van Damme, the $20 million paycheck just was not going to be... was just not going to work. Again, his movies were not making enough to substantiate... I can't even say the word right because I'm trying to burp and I'm trying not to burp to drink too much fucking soda. Substantiating circumstances to approve of that paycheck. And then Universal said, well, fuck you then, Van Damme. Go fuck yourself. Your films that have been released have not been hits. Street Fighter disappointed. Sudden Death bombed. And then you want $20 million picture? That's not going to work. So then Universal dropped Van Damme, said goodbye. And that's where Van Damme went to, I think, like Sony for a chunk of movies. Not all of them, but some of them. Because then you had like Maximum Risk and Knockoff and Double Team, and those films were not doing well. And that's even more into his drug phase. I like Maximum Risk, but you look at Van Damme's face, you tell the drugs had an effect on him. But I really like Maximum Risk. Knockoff, Van Damme doesn't remember even making the movie. Like, he was so drugged out, he don't remember a damn thing about the making of the film. Double Team, you could tell he was a bit affected on drugs. Which is a shame because he's working with a director, that Asian director, high caliber compared to Asian directors at the time, and he's fucking around with drugs. It's a shame. Would have been nice to see what those... I like Double Team. I like Knockoff. But it would have been interesting to see how those films played off if Van Damme was 100% sober and on the straight and narrow. But yeah, there's Brian Thompson again. Good, imposing actor. So I like that. Even like this little scene with this guy who's a doctor, they even made him a bit memorable. Because he's like I guess a doctor, but he's got like a big tattoo on his arm. And it's like, oh, you need some karate lessons, man. Like, you don't have a broken rib, you gotta stay home for a month, Holmes. But I do like Harrison Ford's like defending his friend. I thought that was really kind of nice and sweet. Like Harrison Page. Did I say Harrison Ford? I meant Harrison Page. That'd be pretty weird if it was Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford and Van Damme. Hey, lady, listen. You better listen to this guy. You see his knuckles? Yeah, he's fighting for you. Harrison Page showcasing, hey, this guy is bleeding for you. He's working his ass for you. You know, give him the time of day. Sorry, I'm not saying anything. Damn, we're already at 1 hour and 12 minutes in. Damn. So 44, 34. Be about half hour left. Take away the end credits. I thought they cast the little girl rather well because she's not annoying, she's not irritating. They didn't make her whiny. They didn't make her. You know, when you have a kid in the movie, it's very don't make the kid annoying. Don't make the kid irritating as fuck. And they didn't do that, which was nice. Now this is the villain Attila. Of course, with these movies, you gotta have the big bad villain. This one has like the almost Elvis Presley mutton chops. And of course, the bad guy, I mean, named Attila. Why not? And probably they don't turn on Van Damme because she doesn't like that Van Damme is, in her eyes, cheating on her. Plus, they probably already know Van Damme is hurt. Also making a deal with these guys. Like, who's this guy on the left? I know he seems familiar. I know I've seen him in other stuff. I don't remember the character's name though. Sorry, I'm trying to look up Lionheart cast. Let's see. Van Damme, Deborah Renard as Cynthia, Ashley Johnson, little girl, again the voice of Ellie in Last of Us. The doctor early on who told Van Damme that, yeah, they caught the guys who killed your brother. That's actually Eric Carson, the guy who helped produce this and Black Beetle, some other stuff with Van Damme. I don't know why I cannot find that guy. For some reason. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know why I can't find them. Sorry, I'm looking up the names. I cannot find it. I don't know why. Strange. Yeah, if I remember the guy's name. Might be this guy. Because I know he looks familiar. That's where I remember him from. Rambo First Blood Part 2. Yushin. I mean, the fucking mustache caught me off. Yeah, the guy in there is from Rambo First Blood Part 2. The guy, one of the guys from the French Foreign Legion chasing after Van Damme. I mean, one's Michelle Queasy, Tom Poe from Kickboxer. The other guy is the big, like, Russian guy in Rambo First Blood Part 2 who helps torture Rambo and electrocute him, and he's fighting him in the helicopter, and Rambo throws him out of the helicopter. I knew he looked familiar. It was driving me crazy. That's who it is. I can't pronounce his name. He's from Yugoslavia, actually. That's who it is. Okay. Yeah, if you can see this guy here. I knew he looked familiar. And he's one of the two guys from the Foreign Legion consulate trying to get Van Damme. Sorry, you can't see there. I didn't realize that was the same guy. Okay, then. Cool. Okay, I knew he looked familiar. That's pretty cool, actually. Of course, I fattened him up for the kill. Try and get this guy to... They're fattening this guy up, this rich guy, to bet for Lionheart so that she can bet against him and make even more of a penny. And while I'll tell is coming here, I'll be right back. I gotta get a drink of water and such, so I'll keep playing so I don't mess up the stuff. Be right back. I will say if you hear a bit of noise, it's because I have a cat in here, and if you're hearing a bit of noise, it's because a cat was in here rubbing against some stuff. So, and sorry about that. I didn't want to mess with the continuity of the commentary. Harrison Page knows. He says Van Damme's like, you took all the money and you put it on yourself. And you see how Harrison Page's demeanor just outright changes. Of course, his broken rib doesn't help either. So it's like, okay, well, how do we ratchet up all this stuff to go against Van Damme? Okay, his buddy, in a way, betrays him. He's hurt. This guy's going to fight dirty. Have him overcome the odds. See, it shows how innocent Van Damme's character is. They even thought Cynthia liked him. Yeah, big heart, Lionheart. Oh, this is where he betrays him. So So a little bit of, backstory on Harrison Page's character, that he worked with this girl and he got fucked up physically, and that's why he was out in the streets trying to deal in fights for $5 and such. Of course, that means if Harrison Page bet all the money, that means they lost all the money. That means they're broke as fuck. So I guess that implies that, oh well, at least they have a family. You're broke as fuck, none of you have a money, and Van Damme's beating the shit. But Harrison Page lost all the money. But hey, at least you got family, I guess. But Harrison Page still lost all the money. You son of a bitch. As Van Damme would say, wrong bet. See, that's why Van Damme fights and gets back up. He's pissed off at Harrison Page for losing all the goddamn money. And so he's fighting to tell he's thinking of Harrison Page. Knocked his fucking head off. Now, somewhere around here, we might have missed it, is actually Jeff Speechman. Very young Jeff Speechman. I think we see him later in the film. When Cynthia tries to leave, and you hear a voice go, excuse me, someone would like to speak with you. It was Jeff Speechman, who at this time had a mustache. And you do get to hear him later on after the fight. Sorry, I'm just getting to the film, sorry. I'm not saying anything. As we get into our big fight at the end. And sadly, with the way movies are today, you're not going to see these type of movies anymore, especially not in a theater, because it'd be considered too old hat, too old school, too basic. You need to have a superhero. You need to have 18,000 CGI explosions. You need to have people falling through the sky, falling through 18 pieces of trash, 20 pieces of building, 30 pieces of cars, and get off scot-free like Black Widow. Like, that's what you need today. It's too boring, it's too basic. Just go direct to video. But if you give enough of a budget to give a bit of a flourish, like this has a nice flourish to it, doesn't look cheap to me. Love to see a film like this in a theater. That'd be great. But you can't. Especially this type of action and editing and cutting, which to me I appreciate more than how they do it today. The wide shots to show what the two can do. Nice bits of editing to showcase the power, the intensity, the form of the fighters. He's cut. He's cut. His lip is bleeding. That's another thing I appreciate about Van Damme and a lot of his, especially his early movies. He would be willing to get beaten up. And again, my neighbors' roosters feel the same way. Van Damme would be willing to get beaten up in a movie. He'd be willing to start losing in a fight. You think about it, look at Bloodsport and Chun Li beating the shit out of him and blinding him. You look at Tip Boxer and him just beating the shit, and then he's bloodied up and he comes for the comeback. Did in this movie. So he's being beaten up. Now granted, usually there's a little bit of trick to it. I did in Bloodsport, he gets blinded, illegal maneuver, and Tip Boxer, he's not allowed to fight, or his brother gets hurt here. He's got a hurt rib. But it actually worked well story-wise because it gives, number one, it doesn't loosen and it doesn't lessen the badassery of the lead. That's okay, he's got a, how do I put it? The odds are more against him because of that. And then him getting beaten up and bloody and humble makes the comeback that much sweeter, that much more satisfying. And so you're like, ah, man, come on, get up, get up. You get the audience on their feet. Which Steven Seagal didn't do that. He, never, ever did that. And while I do like his action scenes, he didn't realize that's a part of the storytelling of a fight. So you get this moment here, this is one of the best parts of the movie. Where Harrison Page admits he put all the money on Attila. So even this guy, his good friend, screwed him over. And that pisses off Van Damme even more. Oh, he's not yet. We're not there yet. Need a little bit more extra damage on the Van damage before we get to that point. You let the bad guy get a bunch of hits in so that when Van Damme gets the hits in, it's that much sweeter. Come on, put your hands up and block, man. Block, man. Come on, block. There you go. At least got a hit in. Guard, man. Fucking guard. Again, a lot of people don't like the repeated edits, like that backhand swipe you saw like 4 times, but number one, it does make a fight longer because of that, and just gives a bit of a impact to it. I mean, like the rhythm beats of a song or piece of music. That's what I miss about action films, even with Van Damme films. And again, Van Damme brings a lot of emotion to the fight as well, so there's a bit more meaning to it. The money's on Attila. And that triggers Van Damme. Wrong bet. I did. That's where you get the rousing moment. Wrong bet. Again, that's what gets the audience pumped up, excited. So it makes the combat that much sweeter. People don't realize that with a fight, you could tell a story within the fight as well. It's like wrestling. It's like why a lot of people like wrestling is that if you do it right, you're telling a story within your bout, your fight, your match. And of course you have Lionheart. You get that rousing kick. Boom. And then you had great music. Just, gets your psyched up, hyped up. And Van Damme knows how to use those kicks like other people use punches. And yeah, I love the emotion. Like, yeah, you would be pissed. You would be angry. You would be frustrated during the fight, not just a block of fucking wood. And then people made fun of him for it, but I love that. I miss that. When you sincerely did it. Fuck you, Brian Thompson. That's for Mortal Kombat Annihilation. This will be glorious bullshit. Get the shit out of him. Bam. Again, maybe basic, but the way the editing is, the sound effects as well. The sound effects in a fight scene is an underrated component that not many people think about. Because it's not like you do this, that actually how the sound effect just comes into play. You have to put that in after the fact. And that's, again, an underrated portion that people kind of neglect. Yeah, he's done for. He's the better man for that. Spit in her face, man. And also, it's a great look for a hero to come out bruised and battered and bloody and cut up. Kind of with Rocky Balboa. When you see the end of Rocky, you just see the damage and just see the war he went through. So it makes you feel for the character even more. And these two guys here, this is what I'm talking about. The guy on the right is Ton Po from Kickboxer. The guy on the left, he's Yushin from Rambo First Blood Part 2. Who again fought Rambo in the helicopter in Rambo 2. And Rambo threw him out of the chopper. Granted, he lost all the fucking money, which sucks. So he's broke, like a joke. Thanks, Harrison Page. Now, this guy coming up, a little bit, it'll be a little bit. You get a really nice moment between him and Harrison Page, though. See, you fucked up. You lost all our money, you son bitch. Don't ever lose it, because you never gonna get it back. Take it from me. Getting good emotion on each other's faces. Yeah, that's a good heartfelt moment. I think that's why this movie appeals to quite a bit of people. Good acting too, nice tear down. Also a Van Damme as well, both guys. Yeah, it has a good heart to it. Like I said, I think that's why a lot of people, not just for the fight scenes, but they like the story as well. And it works. Again, this voice coming, this guy here, this guy by the car, that's Jeff Speakman. Had a word with you regarding your unsecure marker. That's Jeff Speakman with a mustache right there by the car door. Jeff Speakman would a year later be in The Perfect Weapon. And yeah, and that's another guy that talks down about Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm like, dude, to be perfectly honest, the reason you got movie roles was because of Van Damme and Van Damme's success. So give the guy his fucking due. And most action stars seem like there are moments where they've had ego as well. I guarantee you Jeff has been through that as well. I mean, if you ask the director, the guy who did Maniac Cop, why can't I remember his fucking name? Guy who directed Maniac and Maniac Cop. I don't know why I can't remember his name. He was originally going to direct Jeff Speakman's The Expert, and then he got fired or whatever, and he had the worst things to say about Jeff Speakman, saying that Jeff Speakman was a piece of shit, pretty much. So, nobody's perfect, Jeff Speakman. So you want to give shit to Jean Van Damme? You're not a fucking saint either, apparently. So, same with Oliver Gruder. Same with a lot of people. A lot of these people that cast stones, they're the guys that shouldn't be casting it at all. Now, yeah, the kid's whining here, but it's understandable in this instance compared to other movies. But it's, again, understandable here. But I mean, it kind of sucks that they lost all the money, so in a way, it was all pointless. All this fighting, all this money. It, again, it was kind of pointless. But, I mean, if you think about it, the point was to get money to make them secure in their livelihood. Now all that money's gone and lost. Are they going to be out in the streets later? Like, what's Harrison Page going to do? He doesn't have any money. The money he put was to Attila, and he lost. So, what's he going to do? Help him on the streets? They're going to go work at, Walmart or something? Like, that street they don't be living on in about a week because they can't pay the rent. So, because Harrison Page blew all the money. Lost all the fucking money. They're broke now, like a fucking joke. And Van Damme's beaten up for what? Like, technically, what did Van Damme get beaten up for? Because he didn't get the money, he didn't get the reward. I guess, I guess he got the respect of these guys, to be fair. So, he's freedom. And to be with the family, so I guess there's that. I don't know what they're going to do next, so they don't get into more fights. Other than go work at Burger Place, work at McDonald's. Van Damme fight the crew at McDonald's. But at least they're together. We're homeless, we have no money, we're going to lose this house, but we're together. There's a nice moment with the score, the music. We'll have a family, a homeless family. We have no more money because Harrison Page blew all the money away. This sidewalk will be a nice place to live. We'll sleep under this tree. Maybe those buildings over there, maybe they'll let us live there too. Came over, worked all this, just so Harrison Page could lose all the money, and now we're homeless. Da-na-na-na, da-na-da. We are fucking homeless, no money. He lost all our money, and now we're broke as a joke. We're fucked, we're screwed, and we're fucked. All that work was for nothing. Fight choreography, John Van Damme, Frank Dukes. Rick Avery, stunt coordinator Rick Avery. Rick Avery would actually go direct some of Jeff Speedman's films. In fact, was he the guy? Because it says stunt coordinator Rick Avery. I want to check something real quick. Rick Avery. Frank Dukes, that's another guy. That's a whole fucking story about Frank Dukes. How legitimate he is, quote unquote. Yeah, Rick Avery would go on to direct Jeff Speedman's Deadly Outbreak. So yeah, the stunt coordinator Lionheart would go direct probably my favorite Jeff Speedman film, Deadly Outbreak. That's pretty cool. Stuntman, helicopter pilot, a lot of stuff to Rick Avery. So, because here we have the fighters here. Fighters trained by Frank Dukes. To supposedly he did the Kumite that was inspired. Oh, Rick Avery was a stunt double for Leon. So, okay, cool. But Frank Dukes, like, he did all the same for the Kumite when it actually, in truthfulness, that never really happened. And yeah, he was into martial arts, but not as much as he led people to believe. And this is why, like, after the Quest, you never heard from Frank Dukes ever the fuck again. Because he sued Van Damme for the Quest. I don't know if he won or not. And then, like, you never heard from Frank Dukes again. Because people realized that a lot of his stuff was full of shit. Because you didn't hear Frank Dukes working with other people and other martial artists and other movies. So there you go. But yeah, Lionheart, great movie, good heartfelt story, solid music, cast worked well for what they needed to do. Fun, plentiful action fight sequences that did what they needed to do. And Van Damme in his prime. So Lionheart, great action movie, worthy in the Van Damme filmography. That's weird. Oliver Gruner is in the special thanks. Wonder what Oliver Gruner did for the film. Of course, Oliver Gruner would go do Angel Town, Nemesis, among others, and be a martial arts star for a bit. So, I mean, yeah, Oliver Gruner in special thanks. Jeff Speedman had a bit role. Fucking, you know, Billy Blanks, which he would be in a couple action films, including some with Roddy Piper. Like, goddamn, you know. By Imperial Entertainment. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.